Hi everyone! My name is Paulina, and in this grammar video we're going to learn about the modals to talk about obligation, necessity and permission. So, let's do it! Let's start with must. Must is used for obligations imposed by the speaker. The speaker uses must to express their authority. For example, you must be here at 4 o'clock. A teacher to the student, for example. We also use must to give strong advice. It's a great film. You really must go and see it. Also, we use must to tell oneself what is necessary. I must remember about the gift for my girlfriend or boyfriend for the Valentine's Day. And finally, must is used in signs and notices indicating rules. So, for example, competition entries must be submitted by email. Must not or mustn't is used to show that something is not permitted, to show that something is forbidden. For example, you must not smoke in the academy. Must not and mustn't is also used to give strong advice. You mustn't work too hard. You'll make yourself really ill. Remember, must does not have a past form. If you want to talk about obligation in the past, you need to use had to, okay? We had to write an email for our English class. But we can use must in questions. For example, must you wear that horrible dress? Or, must you do this homework now? It is also possible in those situations to use have to. So, what do we have to do for homework? Have to is used to show a strong obligation imposed by another person. So, rather than a speaker, it can be, for example, your boss. Imagine the situation. I have to be at 8 o'clock. The boss will get angry if I'm late. Don't have to expresses lack of obligation. So, for example, I am glad I don't have to wear a uniform or a suit to work. Need is used to express necessity. For example, I need to go to Mercadona to buy some gluten-free bread. Don't need or needn't shows lack of necessity. So, for example, I don't have to buy bread today. I have some bread for today for tomorrow. Or, I needn't buy bread today. Should and shouldn't are used to express obligation or give advice. So, for example, you should see the doctor about your backache. Instead of should, we can also use ought to. Okay, so for example, we could say, you ought to see the doctor about your backache. Be supposed to is used to talk about things that should be done because of a rule or because it's expected. So for example, oh dear, it's midnight. You're supposed to be in bed. Had better, followed by infinitive, is often used to imply a warning of possible negative consequence if the advice or precaution is not taken. The negative is had better not. So, for example, you'd better not eat it. It might be poisonous. Or, you'd better wear a hat. I don't want you to get cold. I'm sure you all remember that song. You'd better watch out, you'd better not cry. That's an example of you had better. When we talk about permission, we can use different modal verbs. We can use can, may, or be allowed to. In the negative, these express lack of permission or prohibition. So for example, you can have a drink, but you can't have any crisps. You're allowed to wear trainers to school. Could and was were allowed to are possible for general permission in the past. So for example, in my last job, we had flexi time, so we could arrive more or less when we wanted to. Be careful though, could is not used when referring to a particular situation in the past. Only was or were are allowed in those situations. So for example, I was allowed to stay up late last night. So just once in a blue moon, a special day, okay? I was allowed to stay up late. Finally, let's have a look at let and make. Both these verbs are followed by the infinitive without to. Infinitive without to. So let somebody do something or make somebody do something. Let is used to express permission. For example, my dad doesn't let me watch that program. He says it's only for adults. Or my mom lets me drink Coca-Cola from time to time. Let is not normally used in the passive. Be allowed to is used instead. So be careful about that. We say I wasn't allowed to go to the party on my own, or my parents didn't let me go to the party on my own. Make, however, is used to express obligation. The teacher made her do some extra work. What a bad teacher. In the passive, be careful, that's important, make is followed by infinitive with to. So for example, Julia was made to do her homework one more time. The teacher didn't like it. Okay? And that's everything for today. So thank you very much for watching this video. If you liked it, give me thumbs up and please subscribe to this channel so that you don't miss our new grammar videos. Bye!